What is up, guys? Welcome to Truth and Transparency. Good morning on this beautiful Wednesday. It is sunny as a mofo up in here. Um, Again, good morning. Oh, wow. I got Rotor on set. I'm around celebrities, man. I got Miss Vargas checking out the Lana Brains lab. I think she likes my 5787 pink binders all lined up perfectly in a row. So again, what is up, guys? Good morning.
Okay, so basically what I'm planning on doing with this head today, and this is kind of the setup I'm going to have for tomorrow, I have the head broken up into left and right, front and back, and entry wound, and we're still trying to figure out where the bullet was recovering. So ultimately, what I'm going to do...
Yeah, so been busy. But yeah, good morning. Good morning. What is up? Welcome, members, subscribers, obviously the moderators making it pop in chat. Just remember to be kind to one another. Hi, Mike Droppin. Good morning. Your avatar is looking sexy. Check it out, guys. Well, it is a true crime morning. So all these cases, what's going on? This is True Crime After Dark. I don't know. Somebody came in my live chat yesterday. I had a giggle. So glad these wrongful convictions and misconducts are coming to light more and more now. Oh my God. Wait till you see all of the stuff that Miss Vargas has uncovered with the Joe Cannon case. We've been storyboarding it. And then I put my eyes on it, and I'm just like, eye hawking all these dates and times. And I'm like, wait a second. This detective says that he's interviewing somebody at a restaurant, but he's at the crime scene processing the crime scene at the same time. I'm like, wait, what? And then the Innocence Project caught on to the fact that that they had taken like 4 hours in between the first piece of plexiglass that they grabbed from Joe Cannon's case to the last piece. And it's like, how does this take 4 hours to, photograph? The whole scene didn't take that long. Anyways, the reason why is because there was so much fucking rage going on. But yeah. And I think that Joe Cannon's attorney knew that there was stuff going on. I just don't think that he had the resources. I don't think that he had the manpower. I think that he was just by himself, one man, and I don't know, when you have a bunch of people working for somebody's exoneration and you see how much work it goes into, we're talking thousands and thousands of pages. And then somebody has to organize it all when they're just handing you stuff. So kudos to the Innocence Project for I think they do a pretty good job of organizing stuff. But I think that just like any type of organization, when you have interns on stuff, when you have people working on stuff, there was a big blunder that they had back when they were doing it in 2017 and all the way until 2021, 2022, where I don't know if there was just a total miscommunication, but a lot of people have alias names that they use. So if I'm slinging rocks on the corner, my name isn't Lana Oriani. It's, Sally Sweetheart. So you may know me as Sally Sweetheart. They may know me as Lana Oriani. Here, you guys think that you're talking about two different people. And really, you're talking about the same person. So it's just a matter of that. That was a big misunderstanding somewhere along the lines that these people at the Innocence Project didn't understand that a person that they thought was a possible suspect, they thought two people were. It was the same person. They were just using an alias. So again, we'll get into it. But yeah, what is up? Idaho4. What's going on with the Idaho4 case? Well, we know that we have a hearing at the end of the month, the 26th of October. Yeah. We have allegedly these leaks. We have allegedly these clicks. You guys, clicks. I don't even have words for that. If you're going around trying to figure out that my clicks is what I'm thinking, I'm going to sit here and tell you that my life would be with a smartphone. You start talking around your smartphone, it starts popping up ads for you to like, whatever you're interested in. Brian Colbert is a criminology professor, student. Of course, there's going to be so much crap that has to do with probably anything like that. But clicks, like because I clicked on something, you think that you're going to accuse me and convict me of a quad homicide off of clicks on Amazon? You've like, I mean, and you know what I have to say is, if that does happen, and if that evidence would ever be used and offered up, and the jury seriously convicts somebody off of that, then do I pity the prosecution who's tried to like get it in, or do I pity the people that would ever find somebody guilty over that shit? I'm sorry, but you're on a jury and you hear about clicks. Well, let's talk about your clicks, motherfucker. Like, it's just it's crazy. That to me is absolutely craziness. And anybody to go on there and say that, well, your clicks is like your thoughts. Okay, let's all talk about porn then. Okay, let's all get each other's phones out. Let's see how many people were clicking on some porn last night and what your thoughts were. Come on. That's insanity right there, okay? Like, you know how much stuff I look up to laugh about? Like, look at this idiot. Like, you guys are on TikTok and you're watching whatever it is that you're watching. Or what if you share a device and you're in like the same orbit, like for like with like my son, for example, I can monitor so I can see anything that he would be, swiping on or looking at. So if you think that I like sharks eating, people dressing up as sharks and going around eating each other, if you think I like that, no, I don't. My son thinks it's hilarious though. But I think I blame me getting him hooked on Baby Shark. But whatever. So they want to talk about clicks. Coffin Daffer. I was working on a video, so I'm going to play it for you guys. It's just a quick 3-minute video that I was putting together. Because I want to talk about Papa Rogers. I think me and Vargas have nailed down who Papa Rogers is. But it wasn't with the help of somebody else who, you guys have to know how many emails I get daily. And I try to have my amazing staff support here at Truth and Transparency help sort out these amazing emails. So some go to the left column, some go to the right column. And in the midst of sorting all of this stuff out, like I said, I just get wild stuff. And the other day we were talking about, I don't know how Papa Rogers came up. And I think Miss Vargas said, yo, do you think Papa Rogers is really Brian? And I said, well, if my name was Jennifer Coffindaffer, yes. I said, that's got to be one of the dumbest things that anybody could possibly do, is to become Papa Rogers after you just quad killed 4 people. I said, with his ability to know what that account could lead to, and yada yada yada. I said, absolutely not. I said, but I bet you we can find out who Papa Rogers is. Let's go on a hunt for Papa. And but here, check out this video I made. Let me see if I saved it. Let me check my. Oh wait, here. I want to play for you guys the 3 main reasons that Jennifer Coffindaffer believes that Papa Rogers is Brian Kohlberger. I died. I just flat out died. Auto save project open. The version you last save. Yes. Open the version. No, wait. Okay. There we go. Saved. Perfect. File. I want to export this. We'll call it Jenny. Jenny from the block. We'll call it Jenny Papa. Jenny Papa. That's the video. Okay. It'll just take a couple seconds here to load up. So as we're doing that, I want to see if you guys have eagle eyes. Let's see. I'm going to enlarge something. There we go.
I'm hopeless, essentially.
There we go. Like this. Okay. Can you guys see on this plexiglass any prints? Right? One would think that you would take pictures of this plexiglass while it was there on the floor in its position, right? Yeah, no, right? Does that plexiglass at all look dirty? Does it look like it has sawdust on it? Does that look like it has any dust on it? Like, not right offhand, no. Yeah, you got to like, if you're going to lift some footprints off of this, you're going to have to go to the lab to get that, right? Just want to see if my, what you guys thought. Let's take another look at something else. Curious of your eyes. Okay. What do you guys see? Like, okay, I see eggs. I see like obviously a coffee cup, a plate, a napkin, mustard, I think vitamins over there, salt, pepper, what do you guys see? We're playing photo hunt. So on this picture right here, like where you see like the eggs, the carton, what do you guys see? just curious. A napkin, yep. See a napkin. Nutella, you do? Which one's Nutella? Thank you, Mary Jane. Which one's Nutella? No fork. Plate. I see a damn mess. Someone loves salt, almost gone. Yeah. Is that some jelly? Use napkin, coffee cup, plate, full of food. Eggs, butter, condiments, vitamins. Somebody that already ate. You see gloves? Are you saying like in the back there? That's a heart attack waiting to happen. Looks like my house. Yeah, let's take a look here. Let's see if we get a little further. Okay. Okay. Well, what do we see here? Is that like pickle jar? Is that a pickle jar? What's the square like what is that? Like what is this? Is that a bunch of napkins like that? Oh my god, I have that plate from my mom. Me too, I swear. I swear. Whoever said that's their mom's plate, yeah. Bar napkins? Yeah, I'm over is that what that is? Not Nutella. I was way off, says Heather. I see vitamins. Is that relish? Is that pickles? Is that rubbing alcohol? What's that brown bottle in the back? You see a toaster? Where do you see a toaster? Oh yeah, I see a toaster now. God, that's really weird. Coffee creamer? Is that what that is in the back? It's empty ketchup bottle, maybe? Yep. That's an empty bottle, yep. Is that's what I said. Is that what that is? We're playing photo hunt this morning. Welcome to photo hunt. Instant coffee, hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, is that what that is? Could be syrup, could be some maple syrup. What's that like to the right? It's like the brown, it's like a baggy thing. It's like a over here to like this. What is this? Let's take a look. I think it was a better angle of anything. Are those just all napkins just laid over top like that? Like is it those why is that just like a roll of napkins that are just all messed up? Looks like a piece of insulation. Interesting. Paper towels. That's what I think. I think those are paper towels. But very weird, Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think that it would be wise to take any of this as evidence to possibly get, I don't know, who drank out of that cup? Like I said, where's the fork? Maybe it's on the other side of the plate. You can't kind of see it. None of these items on this table were taken in to be tested for anything. Okay. And it's it's just wild to me. I'm curious of what type of food was on there. Was it dinner food? Was it breakfast food? Because the stuff I see all out would be breakfast food, right? Yes, fingerprints. Exactly. I mean, damn anything, right? So nothing on this table, nada, was taken and packaged and bagged. Nothing. And I'm just like, wow. It's interesting that none of the items and set where you can see an actual brand name. Yeah. So I just thought it was weird. Who leaves eggs out? So if you had eggs, what you think he had eggs in the morning? The blood was really dry, by the way, a lot of it. So he had eggs the night, like the morning before. So he just leaves his eggs out. Do you guys leave your eggs out? I don't leave my eggs out unless it's by total accident. But this looks like to me that this was the last meal that he had at this table. Would have been something that he had, like that he ate breakfast, right? Maybe it's empty. Absolutely could be empty. But then I took a look at all the condiments on the, maybe he always just leaves his mustard out there. Maybe it's always out there. But wouldn't then you would ask if you were a detective, would you ask if somebody was a caretaker of this man? would you say, hey, looking at that table, is that normally how it is? Does he normally have his condiments out there? Does he normally have this, like, when you're here? Wouldn't you just kind of ask that question if you're trying to find the last time that this man would have, been dining here at this table? You would just think, right? No, that didn't happen. Right there, he did me a solid. Now, it was 1:05 that this video like began, which was just a little bit after, a little bit before 1:05. So him getting that clock, I believe that clock is, money. So 1:05, this officer arrived on scene at 10:53 a.m. So 2 hours, before this pretty much started. So 2 hours. Anyways, we'll play some more photo hunt here in just a minute. I'm going to move right to right there. Mm-hmm. Wait, maybe I passed it up. Okay, question. If this plugs into the wall here, remember these old school phones? It was like ripped out here. It's like a splicer or something. Where would this phone, how long of a cord are we dealing with? And where do we think that it would have been set? Do you think it was like a kitchen phone? Do we think that it was a bedroom phone? Is he just going to run a cord across the, the bottom of along the carpet? Because he has a phone right there. Okay. So where do we believe that phone that's plugged into that little splicer thingy majiggy? Okay. So back up right there. So I believe that phone jack there, and they have like that, you could see that a little square piece plugs in there. Okay, but if you have a phone that's out in that room, where is this phone going to be? And then how open do you think that those blinds are? Just wanted your guys' opinion. So you could see it right there. There we go. That's a good stopping point. Bedroom using long cord. Okay. It goes up on the wall. Okay. Kitchen. Okay. Where's the rest of the phone? We'll get to that. I'm just curious. It's using a long cord bedroom. Okay. Just curious, your guys' answers on that. Okay. And then now let's talk about these blinds. What do we think about these blinds? Are they open? Are they semi-open? How do you feel about these blinds? I'm going with a halvesy. I'm totally going halvesy on it. I like that answer. Blinds are half, right? They're not totally open and they're not totally closed. So it's going to cause some impairment of your vision is what I would think. So Is this case from the 80s? It's from the 90s, 1993. 1993, yes. Okay, perfect. So almost open, not quite. Don't forget to turn on gifting peeps. Yeah, gift that, gift that, gift that. All right. So we're going to come to the last piece of photo hunt for today's excursion, which is right here. There. Do you guys see the glasses on the table? Okay. Now this table was moved 3 to 4 feet over this way. So this table is normally in the middle of this room, but they had to move it 3 to 4 feet. The lady said, because he was half under the table and half like laying out, you know. And so I was like, well, did they look at the table to see if there was any blood on this table? Did they take any samples from this table? The answer is no. But are those his glasses? Because I believe that those are his glasses. Ms. Vargas believes it as well. And normally you're going to wear your glasses until you go to bed, which is going to put you, putting your glasses, in your bedroom. Does he have more than one pair? So just curious. And you guys are just loving the Amish wood there. It's beautiful. Awesome. Unless just readers. Yep, that's exactly what I said. Unless he's got cheaters. So thanks, Maple. Did Maple Beef gift memberships? All right, so Calculator was doing work the night before. Yeah, like he's got his paper out, which I would think that they should have zoomed in on that, got the freaking date to see what date the paper was. You know what I mean? Like just a bunch of fucking assholes. And I'm going to prove that they're a bunch of fucks because I'm fired up. This man was 89 years old. 89 years old, beaten to death. Left for dead. And then he still was fighting. He did not die for 9 days. Sick. All right. Well, everybody, we can see you. So here we go. Now, we're going to come back to this, and I'm going to show you Coffin Daffer. So we're going to come back to that, and I'm going to show you something I made for Papa Rogers. Oh, boy. There we go.
You don't know if that killer cut himself and has, mixed DNA in that blood, but you can't do that much activity and not shed a skin cell or a hair or a fiber off your sweater or your jacket or your hat. It's next to impossible. It's just how many other people have walked through that house through the ages, honestly.
I couldn't agree more with you there, Ashley Banfield.
You don't know if that killer cut himself and has, mixed DNA in that blood, but you can't do that much activity and not shed a skin cell or a hair or a fiber off your sweater or your jacket or your hat. It's next to impossible. It's just how many other people have walked through that house through the ages, honestly.
Example, the situation with the mispronunciation of Haley's name and of Xana's name. And I was thinking, how could that happen? Well, I believe perhaps this judge is probably like an FBI agent. We don't watch media about our cases. I would guess this judge hasn't watched a lot of media. Has he read about it? Perhaps. So maybe he hasn't heard over and over these
We
things.
do
I'm
not
not
watch the
trying to give
media.
an excuse. I'm trying to provide a possible explanation. I think on the cameras, the reason he did that.
I got to hear that again.
I would guess this judge hasn't watched a lot of media. Has he read about it? Perhaps. So maybe he hasn't heard over and over these names. I am not trying to give an excuse. I'm trying to provide a possible explanation. I think on the cameras, the reason he did
Shit.
this will be studied ad nauseum in every profiling and college and everything else, because he'll be the first one we know of that used social media as opposed to what BTK did, writing into various media outsourced. I mean, to me, that's why I'm a little bit sidetracked with it, down my rabbit hole.
Again, who is Papa Rogers? Meet Papa Rogers, according to Jen. I need to have Jen on the show.
I think Brian Koberger used Papa Roger to communicate with social media about his crimes. My needle is way to the right that yes, it's him, but I'm still at a stopgap because of three things, really three main things. The others I've been able to dispel now, but one is the fact that on the profile it says her.
Jen cannot get past that on the profile it says her. That, number one. Number two.
But I'm not convinced that that wasn't done purposefully for multiple reasons. Number two, he has a very odd post that he sends to the it's an Indiana school board about budgeting. But I'm very close. I shouldn't.
Number two, he made a post about the Indiana school board and their budgeting. That kind of threw me off. And number three,
spend time on this to popping a connection there. And we're close. Breaking news and Popagate. But we'll see if for sure. And then the other one was a tweet regarding an individual in California.
And then the third thing is that he tweets and talks to an individual in California. And these three things are just, the needle's here. It would be slammed. But Papa Rogers says that she's a female. And Papa Rogers commented an Indiana budgeting post. And we have a California post. And now those three things, those are the only reasons that I don't believe that he could possibly be Papa Rogers. But everything else she says, those are money that Brian Koberger is Papa Rogers.
Regarding politics, specifically kind of sticking up for the military. That one doesn't strike me near as oddly. It's the budget one. But anyway, the fact.
Okay. So I think I found Papa Rogers. What's up, Miss Vargas? What you doing over there in my laboratory? I hope you didn't mess up all my papers. You want to say hi to everybody? No, it just, woo. She destroyed my lab. Completely destroyed. You guys, Enon is not Papa Rogers. Brian is not Papa Rogers. But Miss Vargas is Papa Rogers. No. So I'm going to tell you guys a little story that I received. Papa Rogers is a guy that goes by the name of ready? Let's see. What's it? Is it what was the last name? P-R.
Oh, Doug.
Doug, that's it. Doug. Is it? Yeah, how do we spell that? Doug P-R.
Shout out to me in Colorado.
Giving a shout out. We uncovered Papa Rogers. And so we're going to have all of my viewership, if they want to go check out our work, we will actually show our work on the camera here. Papa Rogers. BCA. Wait till you see what Rotor sent this. Look at this shit. This is
Isn't it probe felt?
yeah.
Okay, so basically,
This
what
is- he's
I'm
doing
planning on doing with this head today, and this is kind of the setup I'm going to have for tomorrow. I have the head broken up
Doug,
into
P-R-O-B.
Okay,
left
let me
and
do
right.
it. Okay. P
R-O-B.
R O B
S-T.
S T
F-E-L.
F-E-L
D-T.
D-T, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She says war hero or not.
War hero or not?
He
Okay.
is one of the 127 guys arrested in 2007 in the sex ring tied to Jeffrey Epstein.
We found him, motherfuckers. Okay, ready? Okay. His name is Paul.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doug. God, Doug. Doug Probstfeld. Okay. Now, the reason it's Papa Rogers is because when this guy was asking someone to spell his last name, he was like P as in Papa, R as in Rogers, and then this guy was like, "Ugh, that's it. I'm just gonna call you Papa Rogers," and then stopped. So that's where the name Papa Rogers came from. Now, if you look up who Doug Probstfeld is, I said, make it make sense. And trust me, I vet things. So then I went to Google and I said, okay, who is this dude? Doug PR.
John King.
Yeah, PRO. How do we spell that again?
Probstfeld.
Yeah, there he is.
Probstfeld.
Douglas Lane. Yeah, here he is. Last updated. Washington. Okay. Well, this guy has a personal. I'll say hi. This guy has a personal website. Okay. Engaged in sexually explicit conduct in 2010. Possessions of depictions of minor engaged in sexually explicit conduct in 2010. This guy's got a lot of money. Okay. And let's go take a look, though, at his little website he created. He made a website. Okay. Cool. Tell Joe I said what's up. Tell him that tonight at 9:30 his stuff drops. So let me pull up my stuff. Let me go ahead and pull up, like I said, my work. Because we show our work over here at Truth and Transparency. We show where we find the sickos. You know what I'm saying? Can I read that off due to Mimi? Can I read that off due to Mimi? Give a shout out to Pocahontas.
Just the last part.
Yeah, just the last part. Okay. Doug Probstfeld, war hero or not, is one of the 127 guys arrested in 2007 in that child sex ring tied to Jeffrey Epstein. Boom. Straight from Doug's mouth to my ears, just like everything else I know about him. There. Now you got it in writing. And there's more. War hero or not. And this mother was a war hero. Papa Rogers. There you go. Dougie Doug. He graduated from Washington State University. Okay. Let's see. Doug. How do we say that last name? Just gets me every time. Oh my God. There it is. PRBS. Yeah. It's like he has his own website. If you go to www. Where is that stupid ass website that he built? There it is. Brandyourself.com. Here it is. Pulling it up. Thank you. Share screen. There we go. Brand yourself, Doug Probsfeld. There you go. Hi, I am Dougie Doug Probsfeld, and I'd like to share a bit of my life with you. Welcome to my profile. He is a retired electrical engineer manager. He has had the opportunity to travel around the world extensively in his jobs. He now enjoys a variety of activities focused on helping others, keeping himself healthy, and preparing for whatever may come in the future. Doug Probstfeld's experienced manager corporate product regulations and safety, retired at Intel Corporation from July 1976 to July of 2000. Hillsboro, Oregon, DuPont, Washington, Mountain View, Cali. Mountain View.
That's
And then we got this product safety engineer at Underwriters Laboratory. We have student field engineer, Centralia, Washington. A lot of drugs. Oh, electric communications and cryptographic systems repairman at United States Air Force, 1964 to 1968. Doug is a proud Washington State University graduate, Bachelor of Science, Electrical Engineering, activities president of the Veterinarians Club. Him and Brian Kohlberger both, man. The Veterans Club, rather. Veterinarians. He's a vet. There you go. Doug, that is who we believe is Papa Rogers. And how he came to be known as Papa Rogers is when he was spelling his last name, he was P-R-O, and then he's like phonetically spelling it at P as in Papa, R as in Rogers. And then the guy just said, that was with the dealings of this, just said, I'm just going to call you Papa Rogers, and stopped him dead in his tracks. Now, whether or not any of that is true, but, not sure. Does Doug do the Dougie? I don't know. You'd have to ask him. I don't know who this fucking freak is. Let's see what else we got. What a sicko. These people are just all sick. Everyone's sick. Everybody needs help. I'm closing out a bunch of screens. Hold on one second. I got like 59 tabs open. If anybody, many of your clicks are this, we're going to arrest you. Okay. Come get me. Come get me. Boy. I wonder how Joe likes his food. Does he have good food in the prison systems over there? No good food.
He gets good commissary because he has quiet.
He has good commissary. Okay, there we go. Medical Lake High School. He was active in the wrestling team and chess club. Lewis and Clark High School, freshman year. Adams Elementary School, Spokane, Washington. Doug. Hanzo Foundation. Look that up. What is with all of these guys like getting involved? It's a new organization focused on providing basic primary medical care for the very poor. Like, let's just go take advantage. caring for mom, Chess managing 3 LLCs, apartment rentals, mind body connection, prepping for various contingencies, science, quantum physics, sons and grandsons walking and bicycling. There you go. Those are Doug's interests and activities. And Doug, allegedly, according to our source,
Who wants Gabriella Vargas to run away and hide in the tree and call me Pocahontas? Don't tell anything.
our source says that this guy was part of the 127 people that were arrested in the Jeffrey Epstein ring back in 2007. Now, he did catch a case in 2010 for those alleged dealings. So anyways, this guy allegedly knows Brian Kohlberger. Again, through our source, who she believes that Miss Vargas is Pocahontas. I can't make this shit up. And
She called me out of nowhere and said,
yeah.
"You need to sue the FBI."
So whatever it is to you guys, take it for what it is. But Doug Probstfeld is who we believe is Papa Rogers. Now, we could be totally wrong,
We're not wrong.
but we're not.
'Cause you told me this.
So take it for what it is. But if Jennifer Coffindaffer can go out publicly and say that Papa Rogers is who she believes is Brian Kohlberger, well, then I want to go out on the record and say that I believe that Papa Rogers is more a guy like this. So with that said, Google the shit out of this man. This man is a bad motherfucker. Allegedly, he is involved in the drug world. Okay, on that coast, on that West Coast. Allegedly, he knows Emma Bailey and Dee. Allegedly, through our source, he is a bad motherfucker. He has connections East Coast to West Coast, okay?
Oh, he also knows the Brian was set up.
And he also knows, allegedly through our source, that Brian Kohlberger was set up. So, again, I am putting this out there to stay safe in the world of my life, and therefore, take it for what it is. Now you guys can go all enjoy yourselves looking all into that. Again, join me tonight for Mr. Joe Cannon's first episode. You'll get to hear from Joe on the numerous recordings that have encompassed episode 1. These episodes run from like 30 to 39 minutes pre-recorded. But this is my way of getting Joe's case out there so you guys can like follow along on how, what happened on that fateful, there was actually a couple days. So it begins May 3rd going into May 4th, 1993. And then it, the arrest of him is May 9th, 1993. And then just breaking down how all of this happened. And I'm about to expose the corruption that happened in 1993, as well as to take a very close look at the criminologist that was involved in his case. And we have some Australian sources with DNA. And like I said, we're doing a lot of things that are hopefully going to have Joe walking out of prison. And Miss Vargas has done, how long? 11 months of
investigation.
Yeah.
After MIP dropped him.
Yeah. So, but the Delphi case, you guys heard it yesterday. I'm sorry, but tomorrow is a big day in the courtroom. There are specific instructions for those that are going to Delphi. I wish that started a little bit later. I have some obligations. Because if it started later, we were going to make the drive. It's not that far. But DelTondo. We had the district attorney come out and say, hey, we're going to start releasing search warrants. We put in our requests. We haven't gotten shit back. So PA, take it, eat it. They said they were going to start releasing search warrants in the Rachel DelTondo homicide. They were going to start making some stuff public that was like in to do with her investigation to her unsolved homicide. And he went out and named publicly Sheldon Jeter Jr. Well, I got so much to say about that shit because Sheldon didn't kill anybody, let alone Rachel DelTondo. He didn't kill Tyreek Pugh. He was framed. He was framed by the same Beaver. You got the PSP and you got Aliquippa Police Department. Set that man up with the help of people up on the hill to lure him over there a second time. Tyreek Pugh was collateral damage to be able to nail Sheldon Jeter Jr. to the Rachel DelTondo murder. So, but Rachel DelTondo's parents spoke out after DA Lozier used their dead daughter to try to get votes for this upcoming election. What a sick son of a bitch. And I loved it. Lisa DelTondo smacked him in the media, literally like a little baby, smacked him. But so wrong. She can't stand that man. She can't stand a lot of people in that town. They botched that investigation. They botched it day one. They botched it hour one. And that investigation could never come to light because it would expose a shit ton of stuff. It would expose the corruption in that town. It would expose people that have political offices, people that are big wigs, people that have money, but it would expose a lot. And so therefore, this guy can say whatever the hell he wants, this DA, but you ain't never prosecuting for anything to do with the Rachel DelTondo case unless you're going to not turn over the whole discovery. Because you turn over that whole discovery, that's going to be a can of worms for your whole Beaver County. But it doesn't still mean that we can't pursue justice for Rachel, in which we are. And also, we've been pursuing it for Sheldon. He's getting a new evidentiary hearing to have a new trial. Because Sheldon could have ended up like a Joe, okay? 30 years. Joe's been in prison for 30 years. Sheldon just started, you know what I mean? Like that was something that he got picked up for. Him and Joe, very similar. Sheldon was arrested within 24 hours. Joe arrested within 24 hours. There's no investigation that happens within 24 hours, okay? To the point that if you're doing I'm sorry. It's just not. Karen Reed, everybody knows that Turtle Boy was arrested for a list of stuff. I know that Turtle Boy is not going to back down. I feel like maybe we have some of the same DNA, but I do think he takes it to some fucking extreme measures. But I will never ever say that I can't knock someone's passion. And he's passionately defending Karen Reed against what has gone on, because I believe that he means it when he says that could have been anybody. And he means it. Think about it. That is a white woman. Okay. Prime of her life, has everything going for her. Not some, think about when back in the day, and they're still doing it today. They want to blame African-American males. They want to pin murders on African-American males. What, to close a case? That's what they did in the Joe Cannon case. But I just think that I give sports analogies all the time. And when you want to win a game and you don't go buy players, you go buy referees. So I'm going to go pay off a referee to fix the game. I'm going to go pay the freaking police department. I'm going to go pay off the fucking prosecutor, you know? So there's just, people can say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. No, I'm not. I'm an evidence. I prove my work. Y'all people can't prove your work. You just say things and, well, you should have, in law enforcement, you should go into that job knowing that there's a microscope on you. That's the whole point. That's what it is. That's why athletes, same thing. You have all these paparazzi people and cameras and news and everybody that has phones. You're on public display 24/7. So you have to understand that. And it's no different for law enforcement. Y'all are wearing body cams. Okay. Your life is on display at any point in time. They can go request that body cam. And if you're doing the right things, you should never here's my work, you know? But also people make mistakes. So I'm going to defend the police for if they made a mistake. So in this case with Joe Cannon, if you go out, and I know a couple people that I would love to approach and say, hey, can you take a look at this again? Maybe you didn't realize what people were doing in your department. Why can't I give somebody the benefit of the doubt like that? And then if you put something in front of somebody and then they still want to ignore it, then you have to ask yourself if they're part of the problem. So there's no reason to go out and bash people that weren't part of it. Go to the people and say, hey, take a look at this. I know that you were in charge of these people back then. Did you know that they were doing this? How can you sit here and look at this and tell me that you have a guy who says he was collecting evidence and he was the main evidence collector and he did not leave that crime scene from, noon to 6. But yet I have reports written because he left to go interview people allegedly during the middle of him collecting evidence. Very important evidence that put a man behind prison walls for his life. And that's when you took the shoe prints and planted them. And I'm going to prove it because I believe that I can. But with that said, he's not wrong. I live in Massachusetts. I know people on both sides. In my opinion, she's innocent. I'm so tired of corrupt law enforcement making the great people in law enforcement look bad. Me too. And you want to know what? They should be. Because if I was an athlete back in the day and you're going to sit here and tell me that I'm playing my sport at the University of Cincinnati and you're going to label me into being like, all those athletes were doing X, Y, and Z. Like, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, hey, I want something done. These people need to be off of the athletic sports teams because I'm not being labeled as being X, Y, and Z. So hold these people accountable. They're going out and they're allegedly assaulting women. Get them the fuck out of here. That's how I would be vocal. We didn't have this shit back then, but I would have probably had a podcast in college and it would have followed, all the shit that we were doing. And they would probably get in fucking trouble. But we would do fun pranks, not ridiculous pranks. But yeah, I'm sorry, but you're not going to frame people for murder just to close a case. That's ridiculous. And then nothing happens to people when they are like a non-Syed. He walked out the doors, right? So much corruption in that. What happened? What happened to those people? What happened to those cops? Nothing. They're still probably collecting their pension, chilling, So, FBI sat on Larry Nassar case for 18 months. Must not have been a high priority case. Isn't that pathetic? Doug, you are the man of the hour. Everybody wants to know who you are. Doug, if you want to come out on the show and proclaim that you are not Papa Rogers, I will happily retract my alleged statement. You guys, I'm allowed to have my opinions if fucking Jen Coffindaffer can have hers. All right. I think that she's drinking the Kool-Aid. I think that she's drank the Kool-Aid for a long time. And maybe she didn't do, corrupt shit. But you cannot look at this case in Idaho and say that Nothing to see here. You can't look at the Delphi case and say nothing to see here. You can't look at the Karen Reed case and say nothing to see here. You look like a fucking idiot. That's what you look like when you say that. You can blame Coffindaffer for Turtle Boy's charges. She was in contact and lied to the district attorney. I did hear something about that, and I know that times are changing. Times are changing. People aren't sitting at home on their couches and watching the news. People are out like you guys are, and they're sitting in their cubicles listening to people that have platforms that are smaller to actually get the news. But yeah, people aren't sitting at home anymore watching and waiting for the 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. That ain't happening. All right. And in fact, the news has completely changed. You're going to hear a news from mainstream media come out way after the fact of someone like myself, if I wanted to, or someone like me, because all it takes is somebody that fuck eyewitness accounts anymore. Everybody has cameras on their phones. If I'm somewhere and I see something, whoop, I'm recording. Oh, hey, then I call it here. Do you want the recording of that? Here you go. Boom. And then you're going live and breaking it on whatever platform you're using. And then the news, they're getting down there to do a story, in 10 hours. And I had a woman she was awesome. Maybe I can get her to come on the show. She did it for my seniors. She was talking about how the news has changed.
Court cases.
What is this one?
These are court cases against our detectives.
Okay, sweet.
Our criminalist. Here, look at Larry Heckler. That's a heavy one.
Damn.
Here's some against our criminalist.
Yeah, there's there.
Our medical examiner. Mr. Steve Cassidy, our lovely detective. These are such great, honest, upstanding citizens.
These are all
Not to mention the fact that Hetland was fired.
State of Iowa versus Kilgorn. State of Iowa versus Kilgorn.
Our criminalist who has so much expertise with
Wait,
his
are we
associate's
sure that
degrees.
that these are him because those
Yeah. No. I just surfed through it.
I know, and I'm the highlighter over here. These are all these cases. Larry.
Hold on. Then here is all of our witnesses. Here's their criminal history.
Oh, they're fucking all informants. Let me see those ones.
Well, Noah Johnson's the most impressive one. He's got, I think, about 17 pages of criminal history.
He's over here ratting out motherfuckers. Like, what do I get?
Yeah.
You get a Twinkie. You want a Twinkie in prison? Yeah, that sounds good. Who do you want? I want you to toss up Sharon on a platter. That sounds good. What do I need to say? Yeah, these are all like you'd have to go through.
Yeah.
Damn, 6/24/1985. That might be him, actually.
That's what I said. Joe seemed to think he was older than Joe, but I don't think so.
I'll double check all those dates for you. Indeed, Lana, I don't watch TV over more than 15 years. I fuck television. What do you think? Do you think Doug's Papa Rogers? You think we should call it Mimi?
I think how much time do you have?
I know. I don't got that much
She
time.
will not shut up.
Oh God. What else we have here? On the docket here, like I said, Sheldon's getting his evidentiary hearing. Turn on me gift. This is hilarious. You got to turn on yourself. Oh, you guys crack me up. Who else to say? Okay, yeah, Karen Reed. Well, I'm gonna look into that. I know that Jen's just getting herself into all these cases, and I want to go back to this and add this again to show what Jen's talking about here. She says that FBI, we don't know anything about the media. So let's play that again for her. Let's remind her.
This will be studied ad nauseum in every profiling and college and everything else, because he'll be the first one we know of that used social media as opposed to what BTK did, writing into various media outsourced. I mean, to me, that's why I'm a little bit sidetracked with it, down my rabbit hole.
Here she goes, Papa Rogers. Me too, Heather. That's the only thing I watch football for, or TV for.
Question is, do I think Brian Koberger used Papa Roger to communicate with social media about his?
Wait a second. I'm sorry, but why the fuck does anybody care about the Papa Rogers account? Oh my God, because he knew that there was a sheath there. They were killed with a knife, though, right? So that'd be like saying if somebody was shot with a gun, there would be shell casings. I just don't understand what everybody's like big old thing is about Papa Rogers saying and talking about a damn fucking sheath. I don't see how that would be like, oh my God, Papa Rogers said, what if there was a sheath left? That makes sense to know why you're looking for a K-bar. Because I don't know. I just think that it's crazy that you would give this much consideration to a fucking troll account.
Crime. My needle is way to the right that yes, it's him, but I'm still at a stopgap because of three things, really three main things. The others I've been able to dispel now, but one is the fact that on the profile it says her. Mm-hmm. But I'm not convinced that that wasn't done purposefully for multiple reasons.
She is caught up that Papa Rogers calls himself a her. Jen, he wants to be just like you, babe. Take it as a compliment.
Number two, he has a very odd post that he sends to the Indiana, it's an Indiana school board about budgeting. But I'm very close. I shouldn't spend time on this.
Exactly, Jen. You shouldn't, and you have been spending time on it. So what do you do with your time, Jen? I think you crowd surf the internet way too much. She responds to too many people. Who gives a shit, Jen? Let them say whatever. But then you cancel the culture of what someone says when they disagree with you. Or so I've been told. I can do things politely, though. If I'm going to disagree with you, I'm not going to call you names. That diminishes my argument. So I can just disagree with you and tell you why. I would just block people if they want to use language and come at me from the left. But why does she care? You're an FBI agent or ex-agent or retired agent or whatever. Why do you give a flying fuck about any of this? Why would you waste your time?
Popping a connection there. And we're close. We're close. Breaking news.
Breaking news. We're going down rabbit holes.
And Popagate. But we'll see if for sure. And then the other one was a tweet regarding an individual in California regarding politics, specifically kind of sticking up for the military. That one doesn't strike me near as oddly.
Right there. California sticking up for the military. That's your boy, Doug. That's Doug. I'm telling you guys, Doug is Papa Rogers. You heard it here first.
He's in Mountain View where we've got NASA.
Yeah, he's
with the government over there.
Yeah, and guess what? He spent a lot of time in Santa Clara.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, spent a lot of time in Santa Clara. Mr. Steve Gonsalves spent a lot of time in Santa Clara. They can go look it up. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Steve knows this man, Mr. Doug Propusfeld. Propusfeld, whatever his name is. But
he drives the Ford F-150.
Yeah, I think he's got a Ford F-150. It's gray, dark gray. I think I got some pictures of it. But how do they see it?
It's the budget one. But anyway, the fact.
Yeah, so that's her. That's Jen Coffindoffer telling us who Papa Rogers is and that she believes it's Brian. And I'm just like, I just totally disagree. And then you have Ashley Banfield making it known that whoever did this, this house skin cells, like your shit is going to be there.
Honestly, don't know if that killer
here
cut himself and has mixed DNA in that blood. But you can't do that much activity and not shed a skin cell or a hair or a fiber off your sweater or your jacket or your hat. It's next to impossible. It's just how many other people have walked through that house.
Exactly. So she's saying, you cannot possibly do this without shedding a skin cell, blah, blah, blah. Like his shit is going to be in that house, whoever did this. This was the same night that the Cowboys were there on December 9th. So same thing with Jennifer Coffenhofer. She said that car is going to be a treasure trove. And guess what, y'all? Brian Koberger's shit is not in the house except on a sheath that I believe looks like it's been planted, especially if there's no blood on it. And then number two, that his car has no trace from that crime scene. That's basically a secondary crime scene because he puts himself immediately, allegedly, based on the PCA in that car immediately, that car would have trace blood, something from that horrific crime scene. And I had the pleasure of talking to one of the best from Australia last night.
Oh, Runa.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. I can't wait. I'm going to have her on. I'm going to have her on the show. All the questions that you guys want to be asking Miss Vargas that she can't talk about stuff due to a gag order. This woman is, first of all, I love her accent. It's so sexy.
I try to intimidate it. And, well, no, I try to impersonate her, but she always tells me I sound like I'm British, not Australian.
Yeah. So she said she'd come on. And you guys can hear her resume. It's just amazing. So, what the heck? Okay. Yes. So yeah, but she'll be on, and she could tell you all about her resume. But I wanted to keep this right around an hour, and that is where we are at. So this is going to be a wrap. But yeah, there's your boy Doug. Go check it out. See what you think. And our what is it? Yes, the source, Pocahontas, Mimi the Pocahontas. So, but yeah, again, guys, take care of one another. We'll see you tonight. I think it's listed at 9:30. But yep, I got a lot of editing to do. So until then, next time. Make sure you share the video if you can, if you feel the need. Make a comment about it, your thoughts in the comment section. And tomorrow is going to be some bangs coming out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's where Judge Gall is having this in-person hearing to talk about some stuff with the Delphi case. And that takes place tomorrow in Fort Wayne and not in Delphi. But in Fort Wayne, her home location. So, again, thank you to the moderators. Thank you to the subscribers. Thank you to the members. If you are a subscriber, consider being a member because you just can't get anything better right here. Just want to let everybody know that me and a church lady had a conversation yesterday, and it was fabulous. And I'm considering joining the Methodist Church in Delphi after our extensive communication yesterday. I think she sold me. I think I'm in. Go take a look at the pastor at that ministry, by the way, the youth pastor. I think everybody looks like the same in Delphi. All right, guys, take care. Until next time. Peace. Peace. There you go.
Today is not a day to celebrate, but the arrest of Richard M. Allen of Delphi on 2 counts of murder is sure a major step in leading to the conclusion of this long-term and complex investigation. Of this long-term and complex investigation. Of this long-term and complex investigation. Of this long-term and complex investigation.